About 6 years ago, my brother approached me. He was at my house for Thanksgiving, and he approached me, said, "Can you go upstairs and talk for a few minutes?" I said, "Sure." So I was a general contractor. I'd been one for 30 years, and I was building Dollar Generals, and I was building a lot. I was really busy and stressed out. And he said, "You're stressed out a lot with these Dollar Generals. Why don't you quit? We'll form a new company," which ended up being Goldfinger, "and we will, let's grow this business. I can't do it anymore by myself." So I thought a lot about it, talked to my parents, talked to my accountant, attorney, and finally decided to go do it. So we jumped off the ledge and all in. And so when we first started to partner up, we were doing $5 million a year in sales, and now we're up to 30 million, and we're going to surpass that this year. It's coming out of COVID. We were worried about it, but it's been very strong. It was about 2008 or 9. My brother, I had a friend that was in the poker machine business and had routes, and he asked me if my brother was in China and asked me if he could find where the pot of gold boards were coming from. And that was when they were still legal in South Carolina and other places, but the price was going up. So my brother found the factory where they were being manufactured. He was actually in the automotive parts business at the time. And he found the factory where they were being manufactured, and we started importing those boards and selling them to all over the country. And so that's how the business started. And then about 3 years into it, my brother said, "I think I want to start making touchscreen monitors." I said, "Well, I don't think that's a good idea. You don't know anything about that." And he said, "No, I think I know what I'm doing." He's also an engineer. He's a mechanical engineer. So we had all these customers that we used to sell boards to with games on them. And so we had monitors, started building 19-inch monitors. So I would just carry some monitors into all my customers and say, "Hey, here, try this out." And they'd stick it on their workbench, and I'd call back the next week usually, and they said, "No, we haven't tried it, still sitting on the bench." I said, "Just try the monitor out." So 3 years later, at the GAMOA, that's the Georgia Amusement Manufacturing Association, 8 out of 10 monitors had our games had our monitors in them. That was just in 3 years. So that's how fast the company grew. And we mainly customize products for our customers, where most of the bigger manufacturers don't do that. And that's how we kind of got our niche. Daniel and I both decided when we went into partnership together that as we would take revenues and profits from this business to invest in other businesses and keep it under the same umbrella. And what happened was Justin, we hired him. He has an electrical engineering degree and he has a biomedical engineering degree. And we hired him for his electrical experience. And we were talking one day, and he started telling me about a senior class project when he was a senior in his biomedical engineering, that he had this project where he destroyed controlled substances and found a way to do it. So I started thinking about it, and I went back to my brother and I said, "I think we found our first project to get into." So we went and we found Justin found an independent lab in Michigan, and we gave them $50,000, and with his ideas and their chemists, they worked together and took his ideas and came up with a solution and a product that actually does what he wanted to do. And so I remember the phone call. My brother called me. He was in the parking lot, and he said, "Come out and talk to me." And I said, "What's wrong?" I thought something bad had happened. He said, "No, the avamine denatured fentanyl 100%. Nobody had ever done that in the world without incineration." So my brother and I decided I needed to leave Goldfinger 100% and put 100% of my time, and Justin also, into Okra Medical and developing safe med waste. Well, the key to success as an entrepreneur is determination. I mean, you have to keep pushing. Even when the things aren't looking good, you still have to persevere and push through, or you'll never make it. And you can't take no for an answer. That's been what my theme throughout this whole thing was, to persevere and don't say no, don't take no for an answer. And sometimes you finally get no, but you got to keep trying, and sometimes you get yes. With being self-employed for pretty much my entire career, I don't think I could work for anybody else now. I'm used to managing the entire operation, and that's what you do. I mean, you start out in a micro level, but as it gets bigger, you have to go to a macro level and manage everybody and manage the whole thing, not just micromanage different departments. And that's what I've really learned in my later years in life is how to macro manage.